Wow, day 23 in the 30 days to a screenplay screenwriting challenge. We have made it very close. We're getting there. We're almost at Act 3. Now your protagonist is to be really, really close to what they want, and this is really exciting, right? So, if they're in, if it's a romantic comedy, they're probably in love and they're, swinging around hand in hand on a beach in a montage sequence. If they're trying to get the lost ark, man, they are in the well of souls, tossing snakes aside and lifting the ark up. This is the scene that's going to get the character as close to their goal as they're ever going to get, and then we're going to make them fail. And the reason why we're going to do this is this begins to create the rhythm of the story. And that's something to know about story structure. Story structure is more about a rhythm than it is anything, right? It's a rhythm that the audience knows and understands. It's sort of like a song. Most pop songs follow a similar structure, a similar number of chords. And you can make a pop song that deviates from those chords and does some sort of different experimental structure, and it can work and it can be great. But it's also great to just follow that structure that we're so familiar with, that works, that is proven to work, and that the audience is waiting for, and just give us a really good song. And that's why I think some people fear that if they follow 3-act structure, they're just going to make something cookie cutter, but they're not necessarily. Now, if you want to go and do something crazy and make some bizarro movie like Tree of Life or something that follows a whole other story structure, you can do that. But hopefully by learning the story structure that everybody's familiar with, you'll learn how to do that better too. I'm not against you doing something really crazy. I don't know if I want to do that really radical experimental thing in 30 days. You might need a little more time for that. So this is why here I'm going to talk about the average structure that stories are built on. But here we're going to get our character closer and closer and closer to that goal. And here's the reason why we do this. Imagine this structure. Character follows their objective, they get closer to their goal and closer, and then they get it. It doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. It lacks the ups and downs that are necessary to create a catharsis, an emotional release within the audience. But if instead we have a character follow a goal, they get closer to it and closer to it and closer to it, and then they get as close to it as possible, they can taste it, and then something comes along that's unexpected and causes them to fail. And now after that, having failed, they're devastated. They have to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and try to succeed in some new way. And that's what creates that catharsis, that emotional release. So they're going to get to their goal. They're not going to get it, though. It's not going to work out for them. That's tomorrow. We're going to screw it up, and they're going to fail. But before they fail, we want them to get really, really close. And the excitement of that is that rhythm, the story rhythm of having to get really so close, and then fail is brutal and powerful. So that's what comes next. The all is lost moment, which will break us into Act 3. We'll see you tomorrow. All is lost, but all is not lost. We will see you tomorrow.